Alright guys, so if you guys are unaware, the brand new Season 9 buffs and nerfs are finally live as of last night. And with this, it means we are going to be creating the brand new top 5 best guns for this season as we do per usual. So if you guys do enjoy this video, and trust me, it's going to be a juicy one because there's been a lot of changes. But before we do get on with the video, huge shout out to CODM Mobile for sponsoring today's video. If you guys want to find out some more information on that, make sure to click the link at the top of the description and let's get on into the action. Alright guys, so you guys already know the drill. Before we do go up ahead and talk about our top 5 guns for Season 9, we're gonna have to talk about 2 honorable mentions, which unfortunately could not make it to this list because there are obviously a bunch of other weapons that are quite better than these 2 guns. Now, this weapon right here is not necessarily worse than the others, but it is the Krig 6. Now, if you guys are unaware, the Krig 6 is currently unreleased, but in my opinion, this 3-shot AR is definitely going to be a top 5 gun when it does come out. The only reason it's not on the top 5 list and it is an honorable mention is because there's no official gameplay to see how it is for MP, BR, and competitive. But after looking at some leaks and some videos that people have made, I can guarantee you guys that this AR is definitely going to be my go-to AR for the next season. So for our second honorable mention, we do have the M16. Now, this weapon right here was actually at the top of the top 5 guns list for a bunch of seasons, but as seasons have been going by, this weapon has gotten worse and worse up until this point where they have introduced a bunch of buffs towards this weapon, which include the recoil being a lot better and the overall damage for this weapon has increased, which is a plus. But unfortunately, that does not cut out to be a top 5 weapon. But if you guys are looking for a gun to have fun with and not abuse when it comes to being a meta abuser, this is the right weapon for you, especially with this setup right here up on the screen. It is an amazing setup for both close range, mid range, and long range, and the movement on this is incredible. So make sure you guys have at it and let me know what you guys think. Alright guys, so now that we're done with our honorable mentions, we are going to be going ahead to our official top 5 list for Season 9, and starting off at number 5, we do have the CBR4, which is personally one of my favorite SMGs besides the MX9. When I first heard this gun was getting buffed, I was pretty interested to see how it was going to be, and this weapon went from being at the top bottom of the list to being at the top 5 of the list, which is really great to hear, especially since there's now another SMG people can use and abuse in both ranked, competitive, or BR to get some nasty nukes. So if you guys want my class setup, it is up on the screen right now. This is my go-to setup because it has great mobility, great control, and is good for all close, mid, and long ranges. Up on number 4, we do have the Type 25, and I'm actually pretty excited for this because it is an AR, and we've been seeing a lot of SMGs being meta, but now that is going to change because there are more ARs that are going to be more viable to use. And with this buff that it received, the overall recoil is easier to control, and they ended up buffing the stopping power mag, which means not only do you get extra damage, you also get recoil control help and a damage multiplier, and that itself sounds pretty good. So if you guys are interested in knowing what the best setup for this weapon is, up on the screen right now is going to be set up. Make sure you guys use and abuse this because I'm not going to lie to you guys, it is going to be a very fun one. Now up on number 3, and I'm not gonna lie, this may come to a surprise to you guys, it is going to be none other than the Holger 26. Now me personally, I do believe that this will be one of the best LMGs, if not the number 1 LMG to use in Season 9 of Call of Duty Mobile. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand why they decided to buff this weapon, because before the buff, this weapon was already pretty much viable enough against other weapons, and it was already pretty good. But on top of that, they decided to increase both the damage boost, they improved the range, and they increased the overall accuracy of this weapon, making it a lot easier to use, which means this gun right here is going to be abused every single second of the way when it comes to rank, competitive, and even BR. So make sure you abuse and use this weapon and get those nukes. Coming in at number 2, we have the number 1 SMG in Call of Duty Mobile. It is none other than the Switchblade. The Switchblade does it all. It has the damage, it has the control, it has the range, it has the accuracy, and it even has the mobility, which means this weapon weapon is my go-to SMG. If you guys are looking for one of the best setups for this weapon, up on the screen right now, you guys are going to be getting that. I would definitely recommend using this build, especially if you guys are some close range demons like me. But now that we're done with that, we are going to be heading towards our last and final weapon, which is the #1 gun in Call of Duty Mobile. Now, for the moment you guys have been waiting for, this is the #1 gun in Call of Duty Mobile. It is also one of the, if not the best assault rifle in CODM, and it is none other than the Kilo 141. Now, you guys may beg to differ, but this gun right here does it all. If you guys want to use an AR that can potentially win some of your gunfights against an SMG close range, the Kilo 141 is the way to go. If you guys want something to lane hold and hold those headies, the Kilo 141 is the way to go. If you guys want something that's easy for recoil control, the Kilo 141 is the way to go. If you guys want something that hits every single shot that connects and has amazing control and accuracy, the Kilo 141 is obviously the way to go. Now, this gun right here, I've actually been using a lot more than the Switchblade recently, mainly because it is starting to become an AR meta in my opinion. So if you guys do want a perfect setup that can be both good for close range and long range or even mid range, this is a setup I'd recommend. And without further ado, that is going to be our end to the top 5 list for Season 9 of Call of Duty Mobile. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, make sure you guys drop that sub, and I'll see you guys in the next one.